The Cogitating Ceviché presents The Tech-Savvy Tyrant, How Digital Despots Rewrite History by Conrad Hannon, narration by Amazon Polly. Introduction. Modern despots have evolved into tech-savvy tyrants in an era where the smartphone is mightier than the sword. They manipulate reality with a few clicks and keystrokes, rewriting history to suit their narrative. Gone are the days when tyrants needed to burn books or seize radio stations. Now, they edit Wikipedia entries and flood social media with their propaganda. This article will examine the absurdities and dangers of digital despotism, highlighting how technology aids in the subversion of truth and the enforcement of authoritarian control. From deepfake dictators to meme-manipulating monarchs, today's autocrats have embraced the digital age with a fervor that would make Orwell blush. The digital Orwellian dystopia. Welcome to the digital dystopia, where Big Brother doesn't just watch you, he follows you, likes your posts, and retargets you with ads. Modern regimes have mastered the art of narrative control, using algorithms in social media to shape public perception with a precision that would leave Orwell astonished. In 1984, the party rewrote history by altering physical records. Today, our tech-savvy tyrants edit the digital ones, ensuring that every scroll and click reinforces their version of reality. Picture this: Dictator Dave, our fictional modern despot, wakes up and checks his carefully curated social media feed, filled with adoring comments and likes from a legion of bots. Behind the scenes, a team of data scientists tweaks algorithms to ensure that any post critical of Dave gets buried beneath an avalanche of cat videos and dance challenges. Citizens of Dave's nation are blissfully unaware that their news feeds are meticulously engineered echo chambers designed to amplify the leader's message and silence dissent. Orwell's vision of constant surveillance has also been upgraded. Instead of telescreens in every room, we have smartphones in every pocket, each a potential tool for monitoring and influencing its owner. The once chilling phrase, "Big Brother is watching you," now feels quaint. After all, Big Brother isn't just watching anymore, he's also tracking your GPS location, analyzing your browsing history, and predicting your next move with eerie accuracy. In this brave new world, historical events are fluid, continuously reshaped to fit the narrative du jour. Remember that protest that almost toppled Dave's regime last year? No, you don't. Thanks to digital revisionism, it never happened. Instead, your timeline is filled with heroic images of Dave opening hospitals and rescuing kittens from trees. It's history as a service provided by the state and updated in real time. The absurdity reaches new heights with the Freedom app, an ironic twist on Orwellian surveillance. Marketed to enhance civic engagement, this app encourages citizens to report on each other's activities, promising rewards for the most vigilant users. Of course, all data collected goes straight to the government's central servers. Citizens proudly use the app, thinking they're contributing to democracy, while Dave's regime gains unprecedented insight into every aspect of their lives. In this digital Orwellian dystopia, truth is a commodity, easily manipulated and constantly in flux. Modern despots have discovered that controlling the narrative isn't just possible with the right technology, it's effortless. And as we scroll through our feeds, blissfully unaware of the invisible hand guiding our perceptions, the line between reality and fiction continues to blur. Historical revisionism 2.0. Gone are the days when tyrants needed to burn books or physically alter documents to control historical narratives. Welcome to Historical Revisionism 2.0, where despots wield digital tools with the finesse of a master sculptor, reshaping the past to fit their present-day agendas. From editing online encyclopedias to deploying deepfake technology, today's autocrats have a vast digital arsenal at their disposal, ensuring that history is as malleable as digital code. Take, for instance, the latest innovation in despotic tech, deepfake technology. With this tool, a tyrant can literally rewrite history in high definition. Imagine Dictator Dave, our fictional autocrat, who decides his legacy needs more pizzazz. Instead of commissioning grandiose statues or rewriting textbooks, Dave turns to deepfakes. Within days, videos surface showing Dave at pivotal moments in history, storming the beaches of Normandy, standing beside Martin Luther King Jr. during the "I Have a Dream" speech, and even striding on the moon alongside Neil Armstrong. The internet, of course, is flooded with these doctored clips. Social media platforms, awash with algorithmically boosted content, present these fabrications as fact. School children are taught about Dave's heroic exploits in classrooms equipped with state-sanctioned digital textbooks. Anyone questioning the authenticity of these videos is quickly labeled a conspiracy theorist, their posts drowned out by a torrent of state-sponsored propaganda. Historical records become as fluid as the latest software update in this chilling scenario. Digital archivists employed by the regime meticulously scrub the internet of any evidence contradicting Dave's newly crafted history. Online databases are hacked, altering birth dates, event timelines, and even eyewitness accounts. The result? A seamless narrative that places Dave at the center of every significant historical event, transforming him into a timeless hero. The absurdity of it all is underscored by the ease with which these digital revisions are accepted. In a world where attention spans are short, and fact-checking is often an afterthought, the line between genuine history and fabricated fiction becomes increasingly blurred. Citizens bombarded with a relentless stream of state-approved content begin to internalize these digital lies as truth. The implications of such technological manipulation are profound. Historical revisionism, once a labor-intensive process fraught with the risk of exposure, is now a quick and efficient operation conducted behind the screens. With deepfake technology, despots like Dictator Dave can control the present and retroactively shape the past, ensuring their reigns are cemented in a meticulously crafted and perpetually revised digital history. Censorship in the age of memes. In the age of memes, humor has become a powerful tool, not just for the people but for the state. What was once a medium for grassroots resistance and satirical critique is now being co-opted for state propaganda. Despots have discovered that the platforms designed to democratize information can be harnessed to control it, and memes, with their rapid spread and broad appeal, are perfect for this purpose. Imagine a state-sponsored meme factory where government-employed creatives churn out a constant stream of humorous content. Instead of the dank basement one might envision, this operation is a sleek, high-tech facility with focus groups and advanced analytics. Here, memes are meticulously crafted to promote the state's agenda, using humor to diffuse criticism and foster a sense of unity under the regime's banner. Take, for instance, the irony-laden Dictator Dave meme. Instead of being a figure of ridicule, Dave is portrayed as a lovable, quirky leader whose draconian policies are depicted as funny and harmless quirks. One popular meme might show Dave in a superhero costume, captioned, "Saving the nation one surveillance camera at a time." Another might depict Dave's face on a popular cartoon character, making his heavy-handed tactics seem almost endearing. The irony is palpable. Memes, which have traditionally served as a form of digital dissent, are now tools of control. The very humor that once undermined authority is repurposed to reinforce it. By flooding social media with state-approved memes, the regime drowns out genuine dissent, making it difficult for alternative narratives to gain traction. Examples of state-sponsored memes are as numerous as they are absurd. Picture a meme featuring a group of smiling citizens holding signs that say, "Free Speech Zone," while standing inside a tiny fenced area, the rest of the image showing a vast expanse of "No Speech Zone." Or consider a viral video meme where citizens thank Dave for liberating them from the chaos of unfiltered news, celebrating the stability provided by state-controlled information. In this surreal landscape, the humor isn't just a distraction, it's a method of softening the edges of authoritarian rule. By framing oppressive policies in a humorous light, the regime makes them more palatable. Citizens might chuckle at a meme about mandatory curfews, but the underlying message, that such measures are necessary and beneficial, sinks in. This strategy is not without its risks. Humor has a way of slipping from the state's grasp, and what starts as propaganda can quickly turn into mockery. The internet's irreverent culture is difficult to fully control, and state-sponsored memes can backfire, becoming fodder for genuine critique. However, as long as the regime can maintain its meme machine, the line between propaganda and parody remains blurred, allowing humor to serve as both a shield and a sword in the hands of the tech-savvy tyrant. Surveillance and the illusion of freedom. In the digital dystopia of modern authoritarian regimes, surveillance technology has become as ubiquitous as it is insidious. Governments monitor their citizens' every move to promote freedom and security. The irony is rich. The tools meant to protect and empower are used to control and subjugate. Welcome to the paradoxical world where freedom is the bait and surveillance the trap. Imagine the Freedom app rollout, a state-of-the-art application touted as the pinnacle of civic engagement. Downloaded by millions, the app promises to enhance democratic participation by allowing citizens to report issues, participate in polls, and receive real-time updates on government initiatives. It's a sophisticated surveillance tool designed to track users' locations, monitor their communications, and even predict their behavior. Users eagerly install the app, believing they contribute to the greater good. They proudly post selfies of themselves attending rallies or participating in Freedom Days, all while the app quietly logs their every action. The state collects vast amounts of data, analyzing it to detect patterns of dissent and preemptively quell any potential uprisings. The Freedom app is hailed as a technological marvel, a symbol of modern governance. But beneath its shiny interface lies a control mechanism more effective than any secret police force. The paradox of perceived freedom and actual control is at the heart of this surveillance state. Citizens feel empowered as they engage with the app, and the regime carefully curates their sense of agency. They can vote in government-sponsored polls, give feedback on policies, and even suggest community improvements. However, this illusion of participation masks the reality that every input is monitored, every dissenting opinion flagged, and every organizer identified. Take, for example, the Community Watch feature within the app. Ostensibly designed to increase neighborhood safety, it encourages users to report suspicious activities. What starts as a benign neighborhood watch quickly morphs into a network of informants, each citizen unknowingly contributing to the state's surveillance apparatus. A neighbor's complaint about suspicious gatherings might be all it takes to trigger an investigation, leading to arrests and interrogations. The illusion of freedom extends beyond digital applications. Public spaces are equipped with sophisticated surveillance cameras, drones patrol the skies, and facial recognition technology is deployed at every corner. Yet, these measures are presented as necessary steps to ensure public safety. Propaganda posters proclaim, "Your safety, our priority," depicting happy families under the watchful eye of benevolent surveillance. The state's narrative is clear. True freedom comes from absolute security, and absolute security requires absolute surveillance. Citizens, conditioned to equate surveillance with safety, gradually accept this intrusion into their lives. The regime's propaganda machine churns out success stories of thwarted plots and reduced crime rates, reinforcing the belief that surveillance is a small price to pay for peace of mind. Meanwhile, genuine freedom, the freedom to dissent, gather, and speak truth to power, slips further out of reach. In this scenario, the Freedom app and the broader surveillance state highlight the absurdity and danger of trading liberty for the illusion of security. The more citizens embrace these tools of control, the more their true freedoms are eroded. The tech-savvy tyrants of today have perfected this Orwellian inversion, using the language of freedom to construct their cages. And as we scroll through our feeds, oblivious to the invisible chains that bind us, the line between liberty and control continues to blur. Social media manipulation. In the shadowy corners of the internet, a new breed of foot soldier has emerged, the digital troll. Employed by authoritarian regimes, these trolls, alongside an army of bots, work tirelessly to manipulate public opinion and drown out dissent. Once heralded as a democratizing force, social media has become a battlefield where truth is the first casualty and propaganda reigns supreme. To understand the scale and sophistication of these operations, one must visit the virtual trenches, troll farms. These aren't the dank basements one might imagine, but rather sleek, state-of-the-art facilities equipped with rows of computers, each manned by individuals trained in the dark arts of disinformation. In this surreal workplace, hundreds of trolls labor around the clock, crafting posts, memes, and fake news designed to steer public sentiment in favor of the regime. Imagine a typical day at a troll farm. The morning briefing sets the tone, with supervisors assigning topics and targets based on the regime's current priorities. Today, the focus might be discrediting an opposition leader, spreading false narratives about a neighboring country, or amplifying the leader's latest speech. Armed with scripts and talking points, the trolls get to work, each tapping away at their keyboards, churning out content that blurs the line between fact and fiction. The imagery of trolls at their computers is not far from reality. Picture rows of cubicles where digital foot soldiers operate under pseudonyms, creating a cacophony of fake accounts that engage with real users, subtly shaping their perceptions. A troll named Ivan might pose as a concerned citizen, commenting on news articles and engaging in heated debates. Meanwhile, Svetlana could be crafting a heartfelt blog post about the leader's benevolence, strategically shared across various platforms to create a ripple effect. Bots, the automated counterparts to these human trolls, play an equally crucial role. Programmed to post, like, and retweet at lightning speed, bots can make a fringe opinion seem mainstream overnight. They flood hashtags, hijack trending topics, and amplify propaganda, creating an illusion of widespread support. The sheer volume of bot-generated content can overwhelm legitimate discourse, pushing dissenting voices to the margins. The operations of these troll farms are meticulously planned. Teams of data analysts monitor social media trends, identifying key influencers and potential threats to the regime's narrative. Advanced algorithms track the performance of disinformation campaigns, allowing for real-time adjustments. The goal is not just to promote the regime but to create confusion, erode trust in independent media, and polarize society. One particularly absurd yet effective tactic involves the use of memes. Trolls craft humorous images that carry subtle propaganda messages, knowing that humor is a powerful tool for engagement. A meme depicting the opposition leader as a clueless buffoon can go viral, its humor disarming viewers while its message seeps in. The regime's agenda, wrapped in the guise of a harmless joke, spreads like wildfire. The line between genuine public opinion and manufactured consent becomes indistinguishable in this fictional world. The digital landscape is a minefield of misinformation, where every like, share, and retweet could be a step into a carefully laid trap. Citizens, bombarded with a relentless stream of manipulated content, struggle to discern truth from deception. As we navigate this treacherous terrain, it becomes clear that social media manipulation is not just a tool of control but a weapon of mass distraction. The tech-savvy tyrants of today have mastered the art of digital deception, turning the platforms designed to connect us into instruments of division. And as trolls and bots continue their insidious work, the battle for the soul of the internet rages on, with truth hanging in the balance. Digital identity and the cult of personality. In the digital age, the cult of personality has taken on new and extravagant forms, blending ancient practices of deification with modern technology's reach and precision. Today's despots not only control their nations, but also meticulously curate their online personas, transforming themselves into omnipresent, almost divine figures in the eyes of their citizens. Imagine Dictator Dave, our fictional modern autocrat, whose digital presence is as carefully sculpted as a Greek statue. Every tweet, post, and video is part of a grand narrative that portrays him as infallible and indispensable. His social media accounts are a seamless mix of staged humanitarian acts, carefully scripted interactions with ordinary citizens, and doctored images of historical events featuring his heroic interventions. The internet is flooded with glowing testimonials and viral hashtags, all part of a sophisticated propaganda machine designed to deify Dave. This digital deity's online persona is maintained by a legion of PR experts, social media managers, and graphic designers. They work tirelessly to ensure that Dave's image is perpetually polished, his every appearance orchestrated to exude charisma and benevolence. The regime's tech team deploys bots to amplify positive messages and suppress any hint of dissent, creating an echo chamber where only adulation is heard. Comparing this to ancient deification practices reveals striking parallels. In ancient times, emperors and kings would commission grand statues, majestic paintings, and epic poems to immortalize their greatness. They would claim divine ancestry or be declared gods themselves, reinforcing their rule through the aura of the divine. Today, instead of marble and parchment, we have pixels and algorithms, but the objective remains the same: to craft an unassailable image of the leader as a godlike figure. We might envision Dave's daily routine as a stop at the Divine Image Management Office, where a team of tech priests and data wizards update his social media profiles. They monitor trends, track public sentiment, and use advanced analytics to tailor content that keeps the populace in awe. A viral post might show Dave rescuing a puppy from a burning building, wholly fabricated, of course, but presented with such finesse that it seems indisputable. In this hyper-curated digital realm, Dave's every action is mythologized. His speeches are auto-tuned and remixed into catchy anthems, his photo ops staged to resemble Renaissance paintings, and his spontaneous interactions with citizens meticulously planned and edited. He is portrayed as a father figure, a wise ruler, and a heroic savior, all roles carefully crafted to engender loyalty and admiration. One particularly absurd yet telling example might be a state-sponsored VR experience where citizens can walk in the shoes of Dave, experiencing his greatest achievements firsthand. They can virtually attend important historical events, all reimagined with Dave at the center, performing acts of unparalleled bravery and wisdom. This digital pilgrimage reinforces his godlike status and immerses citizens in a reality where Dave is the eternal protagonist. The cult of personality in the digital age extends beyond mere image. It's about creating an omnipresent, omniscient entity that permeates every aspect of life. Citizens are bombarded with Dave's presence, his face on billboards, his voice on the radio, his deeds trending on social media. The saturation of his image ensures that even in the privacy of their homes, people cannot escape his influence. As we observe this digital deity's rise, the satire writes itself. In a world where reality can be endlessly edited and perceptions meticulously managed, the distinction between truth and fiction becomes irrelevant. The leader's digital persona becomes the ultimate truth, a fabricated deity for the internet age. And as citizens worship at the altar of their screens, the cult of personality thrives, sustained by the very technology that promised to liberate us. Global implications. The rise of digital despotism is not confined to any nation. Its insidious influence spreads across borders, creating a global network of authoritarianism. Modern tyrants perfect their techniques and export their digital tools and tactics, fostering a worldwide surge in digital oppression. The global implications of this trend are both alarming and absurd. Consider the concept of Dictators Anonymous, a clandestine support group where autocrats gather to share their best practices and latest innovations in digital repression. This secret society of tyrants meets under the cover of encrypted communication apps, exchanging tips on surveillance, propaganda, and information control. Picture them sitting around a virtual round table, sipping imported coffees while discussing the latest in AI surveillance or the most effective meme campaigns to discredit political opponents. "Welcome, comrades," begins the meeting leader, a notorious despot known for his impeccable social media manipulation. Today's agenda includes a demo on deepfake technology for historical revisionism and a workshop on using bots to inflate online approval ratings. Each member eagerly shares their experiences. Dictator Dave, our fictional but all too realistic character, might boast about his new facial recognition software that identifies dissidents and predicts potential ones based on social media activity. Another autocrat might present a case study on how he used trolling campaigns to discredit international journalists and stifle foreign criticism. The export of surveillance technology and training programs facilitates the global spread of these digital authoritarian tactics. Countries with advanced digital control infrastructures sell their software and expertise to regimes looking to tighten their grip on power. This creates a disturbing feedback loop where authoritarianism is not just a local phenomenon, but a globally traded commodity. The effects of this export are seen worldwide. In Southeast Asia, an autocrat uses imported spyware to monitor political activists, while in Eastern Europe, a regime employs social media manipulation tactics learned from far-flung allies to sway public opinion. African nations purchase Chinese facial recognition systems, enabling them to track and suppress opposition movements with unprecedented efficiency. The image of Dictators Anonymous underscores a grim reality. The global fraternity of digital despots is both real and rapidly expanding. Once novel and experimental, the tools of digital oppression are now refined and standardized, making them easily transferable and scalable. Autocrats no longer need to develop their own methods from scratch. They can simply buy a turnkey solution from their peers. This global network of digital despotism creates an environment where oppressive tactics are continuously improved and disseminated. The exchange of best practices among autocrats leads to increasingly sophisticated methods of control, making resistance more challenging and costly. The implications are dire: a world where surveillance is omnipresent, dissent is swiftly quashed, and the truth is perpetually malleable. As these tools and tactics spread, so does the ideology underpinning them. The success of one autocrat emboldens others, creating a domino effect that erodes democratic institutions and norms globally. The authoritarian playbook, once limited by geography and technology, is now a global phenomenon, reshaping societies and politics around the world. In this sobering scenario, the world teeters on the edge of a new dark age, where digital despotism is the norm and freedom the exception. The global implications of this trend are profound, threatening to undermine the very foundations of democracy and human rights. And as we watch this unfolding drama, it becomes clear that the fight for digital freedom is not just a local battle, but a global struggle for the soul of our interconnected world. Resistance in the digital age. In the face of pervasive digital despotism, a new breed of dissidents has emerged, tech-savvy activists who use the same digital tools designed for control to resist and reclaim their freedom. These digital warriors employ innovative methods to evade surveillance, spread uncensored information, and mobilize opposition. Their resilience and creativity offer hope in an otherwise bleak landscape. One of the key tactics employed by these activists is the use of encryption to secure their communications. Encrypted messaging apps like Signal and Telegram are lifelines for dissidents, allowing them to coordinate actions and share information without fear of interception. Virtual private networks, VPNs, and Tor browsers help them bypass state-imposed internet restrictions, accessing blocked websites and social media platforms to keep the flow of information alive. Tech-savvy activism takes many forms, from hacking into state media to replacing propaganda with messages of freedom to organizing flash mobs and protests via encrypted group chats. For example, in a fictional yet plausible scenario, a group of hackers might take control of a government news broadcast, replacing it with footage of peaceful protests and calls for democracy. Such acts of digital rebellion not only disrupt the regime's narrative, but also inspire others to join the cause. Consider the case of a digital graffiti artist who uses augmented reality (AR) to overlay messages of dissent on public monuments. By simply pointing their smartphones at a statue of Dictator Dave, citizens can see virtual tags and banners demanding freedom and justice. This form of protest is symbolic and practical, leaving no physical trace for authorities to remove. Another inspiring example is using social media to expose human rights abuses. Activists document and upload videos of police brutality, government corruption, and other injustices, spreading them globally within minutes. These digital testimonies are powerful tools for garnering international support and applying pressure on oppressive regimes. Crowdsourced platforms play a significant role as well. Websites and apps that allow anonymous reporting of government abuses create a decentralized and resilient network of information sharing. These platforms can map incidents of repression, track political prisoners, and mobilize global advocacy campaigns. Hacktivism, the use of hacking for political purposes, is another potent weapon in the digital dissidents' arsenal. Groups like Anonymous have launched cyberattacks against government websites, leaking classified documents and disrupting state operations. These acts, while controversial, draw attention to the cause and undermine the perceived omnipotence of the regime. Despite the high stakes and severe repercussions, the spirit of resistance remains unbroken. In countries where speaking out can lead to imprisonment or worse, the courage and ingenuity of these digital dissidents shine through. They adapt and evolve, finding new ways to subvert control and amplify their voices. This resistance is not just about fighting against something but also about fighting for something: freedom, justice, and human dignity. The resilience of these activists demonstrates that even in the darkest times, the human spirit's desire for liberty cannot be extinguished. Their stories are a testament to the power of collective action and the enduring hope for a better future. As we witness this digital struggle, it becomes clear that technology is a double-edged sword. While it can be used to oppress, it also holds the potential to liberate. The battle for digital freedom is far from over, but the resilience and creativity of those who resist offer a hopeful reminder that tyranny, no matter how technologically advanced, is not invincible. In this age of digital despotism, the fight for freedom is as crucial as ever. And as long as individuals are willing to stand up, hack back, and speak out, there is hope that the tide can be turned. The story of digital resistance is one of defiance and determination, a beacon of light in an era of pervasive darkness. Conclusion. As we've seen, technology is a double-edged sword in the hands of tyrants. It has the power to oppress and liberate, distort truth, and reveal it. Modern despots have embraced digital tools with a zeal that Orwell could scarcely have imagined, using them to rewrite history, manipulate public opinion, and maintain an iron grip on their societies. Yet, the same technology also provides the means for resistance, empowering activists to fight back and reclaim their freedoms. The importance of defending digital freedoms cannot be overstated. In an age where information is power, accessing, sharing, and disseminating information freely is fundamental to maintaining democratic societies. Without vigilance, the digital landscape can quickly become a tool of oppression, turning the promise of the internet into a nightmare of surveillance and control. The world of digital despotism sometimes appears to be a dreadful comedy of errors. Imagine dictator Dave obsessively refreshing his social media feed to ensure his latest propaganda post gets enough likes, or attending a dictator's anonymous meeting to swap tips on meme warfare. It's absurd, yet it's a stark reminder of the lengths to which modern tyrants will go to maintain their power. Ultimately, the struggle for digital freedom is a fight for the soul of the internet and, by extension, the future of our societies. As technology continues to evolve, so must our efforts to protect the principles of openness, transparency, and free expression. It's a battle that requires constant vigilance, creativity, and the unwavering belief that the truth, no matter how deeply buried, will eventually prevail. The absurdities of digital despotism highlight the need for this ongoing struggle. As we navigate the complexities of the digital age, let us not forget the power we hold in our hands, power that can be used to connect, enlighten, and ultimately liberate. As we scroll through our feeds, remember that the fight for freedom is far from over and that each click, share, and tweet can be a step toward a more open and just world. Thank you for your time today. Until next time, stay gruntled.